Yeah, absolutely. They're like, you played 42 seconds of a song we own. You can't play it. I've been playing this now. No one says a word.
The song is Pepe Navaja. Good song.
It is a good song.
Me tocaba para ir para rescate y sí. Yeah.
That's my first puff. First puff? Ooh.
So from the other one.
I'm telling you, man.
Look at this.
No, there's not much. It's, ooh, I don't know what else to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're getting the good energy right away. I love it.
Oh, man.
Fantastic. Well, welcome everybody in Facebook land and everybody here at the Las Vegas Cigar Outlet. We are live from the lounge right here in Las Vegas, the largest humidor in Nevada, 1,000 plus square feet of 1,800 SKUs of goodness. So we're happy to have the Cuevas family here with us today, and cigar mechanic Brandon with us. We're thankful that you watch. If you guys have any questions, you can comment in the comments there, please. We'll be interacting with you, so if you have questions for the family, please do so. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves, but I am Cigar JJ, and I work here for Las Vegas Cigar Outlet. Raj is working. Raj is the hardest working man in the cigar business. And Jacob is our director. He's over there. He tells us what to do and what we can't do. Exactly. So we got Come On Down. We got our T-shirts. We've got a couple people in the lounge representing Come On Down. But we hope that when you come to Las Vegas, you check us out. Let's get to it. Let's introduce everybody. Brandon, start with yourself.
What's up, guys? Brandon Wells, cigar mechanic, represent Casa Cuevas out in Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona. So happy to be a part of the family.
Alec Cuevas. I'm also part of Casa Cuevas, obviously. I'm the youngest member of the group as of right now, hopefully going to be taking over the industry as time goes forward.
I like that, taking over the industry, baby.
Little by little.
Nice.
This is the mentor. This is the mentor.
I love it.
Here.
I love it.
Who's that?
Oh, it's my turn. Luis Cuevas. I'm president and owner of Casa Cuevas. I own the brand with my father, and we have a factory overseas. And it's a pleasure to be here.
Excellent. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
And I'm Gabriel Alvarez, the director of sales for Casa Cuevas. And I'm happy to be in Vegas for our PCPR.
We are happy you guys are here. It's the calm before the storm, right?
This is the
Calm before the storm, right? This is it's only Thursday though.
Yeah.
So is the booth set up?
It's
getting there.
Getting there.
75% there.
Okay, so if you, for those of you who don't know, we've got the big retailer and manufacturer trade show going on this weekend. That's why it's Cigar Week here at Las Vegas Cigar Outlet. And every manufacturer goes in there, and it is literally almost everyone. And they go and they have to set up booths. The first 2 days is getting everything ready for presenting to retailers, correct?
Correct.
Now, are you guys in the middle of a new booth? Is it a booth you've used before?
This is the first time we've had a booth. The company's only been around for 2 years and 2 months. Factory, over 3 decades, but the booth is our first.
2 years, 3 months.
No.
Yeah, but we didn't have anything, right? Yeah. 2 years, 2 months since we launched, Papa.
Yeah.
Do the math.
So is it a booth, a table? Is it
It's a booth. It's a 600 square foot booth.
Oh, shoot.
We
Nice.
actually did it. We went
Nice.
standalone. It's an island all by itself, and we are in a pretty good position.
Yeah.
Location-wise, we're very pleased.
We're with the big boys.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, that's great. I mean, I've gone many years as a retailer, going and meeting different cigar companies, and you walk through this maze of stuff, and there are all different kinds of booths. I mean, you've got crazy elaborate booths, and we have found gems in the biggest of the big, and then the guy that's got a table, right? I mean, that's like literally just a table and a chair, and there's he is with his cigars. And you guys this is the first time you've been at the show.
Yeah.
What's on the plan? What do you guys got coming out? There it is. There it is. What's the plan for the booth? Where are we going with this?
Well, this year it's a big year for us. A lot of things have happened to us this year. One, it's the first time we're going to have a booth. But the biggest story out of this year for us is we're recovering from the theft that happened at our warehouses in Miami. And with that recovery, we've come out with a cigar called La Mandaria, which means sledgehammer in English. So it's a Spanish translation. The cigars is our first full body presentation for the industry, and we're excited about it. It's a great cigar, lots of flavor, well balanced, but it's full body. And we didn't have that in our portfolio prior to this launch.
So even stronger than the black.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Much.
Yeah.
much stronger than the black.
Oh, yeah.
Much.
And you're stepping up. I mean, okay, so let's be truthful here. One of the cigars I have almost every morning. In fact, one of the reasons we go through so many Casa Cuevas because I smoke the blue.
Oh, not that one.
Not that one.
No, not this one. Sorry, the blue.
Connecticut.
Sorry, the Connecticut is the one I normally smoke. This new blue is an amped up version of that one.
It is.
Holy mackerel. It's like the flavor went from 10 to now 11. Wow. So this is new too, right?
That's new as well. That's our grandfather line, and I'm not going to bore you with details about FDA and grandfathering and what all that nonsense.
Right.
But it's a line that we launched. It's a grandfathered line, and we are excited to have it. It's coming out in a Connecticut and a Maduro, and we are
Ooh,
through
the
3
Maduro
sizes
as well.
this year, indeed.
Oh.
So it's the Cuevas Reserva. So in Reserva in English, it's almost exactly what it says. It's reserve. So it's I want to say it's a more refined approach to the Casa Cuevas line. It's the balance behind the cigars are beautiful. I mean, you're smoking it now compared to our standard Connecticut. I think
You just turned everything up.
Yeah.
Like the EQ.
Yeah.
You know how like on an EQ you can just kind of go like this, the equalizer, and just kind of push everything up, and it gets more full. It gets more highs and lows and mids, like all of it. That's what this was like. And I know the other one very well. And
the bitterness is completely gone just about on this one.
it's none. Zero.
Very, very nice and nice spice to it.
Yeah.
On a Connecticut, there's a nice spice, which is nice to find in the industry. I see it as we can go up to bat against the big boys on the Connecticut side of things now with this cigar without a problem.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Now, the Cuevas family has been involved in tobacco for how long?
4 generations with me, 5 with my son. Although he's going to school at university down in Florida to be an accountant. But notwithstanding that, he's part of what we do as a family. And I had a couple of other careers before I jumped into this with my father. But 4 generations, great-grandfather and grandfather in Cuba were tobacco growers.
Wow.
Then my dad and my uncle started a cigar factory in Dominican in the early 80s. It's still going on with my uncle on his own. My dad and he went their separate ways. And a decade ago, I sort of left what I was doing before and went in 100% with my father. And here we are.
Wow. And
Alec here.
Yeah.
and
Alec here runs the day-to-day operations.
Ooh, I
sort
like
of, kind
it.
because we travel a lot. This is it. It's just us. So when Gabriel and I are on the road, someone's got to be back in Miami, taking the orders, shipping out the orders, doing that kind of thing, and that's what he does.
So you're
part-time.
running stuff.
For the most part, normally what happens is when they're going about doing their business, he'll send me an invoice. Someone they open up a new shop or something of the sort, right? He'll send the information back to me, and then I'll try to ship it out that same day. That's normally how we try to do it.
Wow. That's pretty incredible. So how long have you been smoking cigars? And it's okay. My son started at 16, so
I want to say I started at the age of 15 because it was New Year's, and it was me, my dad, and my grandfather. We were all sitting together. We were at a New Year's right before New Year's, right? New Year's Eve party. And my grandfather looked at me. I was just sitting in the chair, right? He looked at my old man, and he says, "Has he ever touched a cigar?" My dad said, "No." And he goes, "What are we doing? Doing a cigar." And that was my first ever cigar business with the whole family trio. It was kind of like my invitation into the business.
that's fantastic. I know the first time my son smoked a cigar, he was sitting next to me, and he's like, "Hey, when can I smoke a cigar?" And we were sitting outside in the patio campfire, and I said, "Well, are you ready for what that means? That means that we're going to sit together for the next hour and a half, and we're going to talk, and we're going to solve the world problems, and we're going to, do what we do, right?" And he said, "Sure." And then it was all downhill from there because all I had in my humidor was a Monte Cristo #2.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, "All right, bro. Like, I'm sorry, man, but this is a tough place to start." And he, Oh man, and now he's involved. Exactly, there are. So he's started in a good spot, and man, isn't that what it's about?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
that's family's important to me, and to have an entire cigar family here. I mean, that's just it's a phenomenal thing that families don't get together that often. At least it feels like families don't do these kind of things together. At least spend time. And when you're smoking a cigar,
You're forced to spend time almost.
right?
Yeah.
You're forced to be.
That's the beautiful thing about cigars, though. They really do bring people together. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter necessarily what you're smoking. Everybody will go ahead and pick up a conversation based off you guys having that intimate moment, smoking your own cigar, having a conversation at hand. It's very nice.
I like this. I got 3 daughters too. Just want to let you know. And I'm just saying, I don't know how old you are, but I got 24, 23, and 17. I don't know where you are in there, but they're all cigar smokers, and they might come over here sometime soon. They might be watching. That'd be kind of fun. It'd be a cigar family, It'd be cool. Mom's like, hey, slow your roll, JJ. Slow your roll. No, I love it. That's pretty fantastic. So tell me what it's like to have such a history with your family and tobacco.
Oh God, I think it's really, really cool. I don't know what it's not to be like to be or someone in the industry without a history of tobacco. The transition was easy for me, and then I'll be honest with you, notwithstanding the whole family aspect of it, what a great damn industry this is. This is just a phenomenal industry, from our competitors to the people that own stores to the consumers. Anywhere we go, and we're fortunate to travel the country, at least part of it, and we meet people all the time. The nicest people are cigar smokers. This is just a phenomenal industry. And I think the point my son was making, I can't imagine another setting where you look at your humidor now, you may have a retired millionaire next to the guy who's a dishwasher, next to a guy who is, like an accountant, next to a guy who's a doctor, and they're all smoking cigars together. And there's probably another venue where they get together, other than a cigar shop.
It's true.
It's a really cool industry.
So, did you grow up smelling the smell of cigars in the house?
It's interesting. My dad had an air conditioning company for a number of years, and when I was in my early teens, I would spend my summers in the Dominican Republic at the factory, but I never picked up a cigar till I was in my 20s. So I was growing around tobacco and a factory, but I was never smoking. I don't know really why, but I just wasn't. So it's kind of counterintuitive, right? You would think I would have been smoking early on. I never did, but I grew up with it all around me all the time, every summer anyway, because in the States, clearly we weren't manufacturing anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so you were born...
I was born in Cuba.
Born in Cuba.
I was born in Cuba. I left when I was 4.
Okay.
I am 53. I haven't been back. It's a whole different conversation about politics and whatnot.
Sure.
But none of my family's ever been back. So we
okay.
all left.
So you all came over here and moved to...
Miami.
Yeah. Miami, cigar capital of the United States. Huh?
Hey, it was Tampa, actually. But
Tampa, okay.
Once upon a time, anyway.
Once upon a time. And so I have 6 children who we adopted 5, and we had a baby surprise. Anyway, they're all Mexican.
That's awesome.
Okay, and so for us, one of the things that we try to do is embrace Mexican culture. I lived in Mexico for 8 years. I don't know how to speak Spanish. What exactly does your family do to kind of keep some of that Cuban culture or just the family culture in
Miami? It's super easy.
It's super easy.
Food. It's mostly food.
It's the food.
You're speaking my language.
It's all food.
Okay, so food. Let's talk food. So what is it? What is it about the Cuban food in Miami that makes it better than everywhere?
I'll tell you what. There's not a Cuban restaurant in Miami, and Cuban here and Cuban here. There's not a Cuban restaurant in Miami that equates to a home-cooked meal at anybody's house anywhere in Miami.
Okay.
There's just not. I couldn't tell you a particular Cuban restaurant that supersedes what I would get at Gabriel's mother's house at my mom and dad's house, at grandparents' house when they were around, even at our local house. And
Now, what are they making? Are we talking about like
rice and beans,
rice and beans and moros
pork
and
moros
and
yuca, tostones, and we can go on and on.
tostones? Man, I haven't eaten yet. Carlitos is right up the way. Oh my gosh! And let's talk coffee because coffee's a big deal here at the Las Vegas Cigar Outlet. We do traditional Armenian coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, it's got the mud at the bottom.
Phenomenal.
Okay, so let's do some cafecito and Armenian coffee like comparisons. Because I love both.
It's totally different.
It's yes.
Cuban coffee is more like an espresso.
Yeah.
It's just a shot. You don't have this big ass cup. You're wired all day long. But
You ever see that fluffy fluffy
man.
video about the cafecito? No, what are you doing, man? Give me a bigger one. No, you can't do that.
No, you can't.
It's the same thing with this
You
stuff.
shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it.
This stuff is strong.
This stuff is strong
It
too.
It was. I just had a couple few minutes
This
ago.
is more like a concentrate. Like, ours is concentrate.
So there's the traditional almost like espresso shot.
Yeah.
But then there's other options.
Cortadito.
There's cortaditos,
café
right?
con
Small
leche.
café con leche. It's milk and coffee.
That's what you dip the bread in, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
there you go.
Okay, and the cortadito is
It's just a
espresso.
smaller. It's like a macchiato almost.
Right, it's got the
just
milk.
a smaller version. It's milk.
And then it's a little more.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, it's not a little espresso.
Yeah.
But
The secret is the sugar.
yeah, that's what I want to know. So the cortadito is the one that has the sugar, correct?
Yes.
So does the Cuban
So
coffee.
does a Cuban coffee.
Oh.
With the Cuban coffee, what you do is you can put the sugar at the bottom. You add just a couple of drops when it's first brewing, and you mix it up,
Yeah,
and you
mix
get
it.
that foam coming up. Good stuff.
And then you just go more on the espresso.
It uses the nectar of the gods.
It-
Those
it-
first few drops from that espresso, man, is like the nectar of the gods. right
So
there.
what
Yeah,
is
it's like a concentrate.
what's the coffee that you're using to make it? Are we talking La Llave? Are we talking about Ili,
The two most popular
Folgers?
are Bustelo
Bustero?
and Pinot. Those are the two most popular, and it's owned by the same company.
La Llave's in there too now.
La Llave's in there, yeah. They're
Right.
making their comeback. They were big in the '80s, and now they're coming back.
Okay,
But it's that roast. It's just
and it's the roast, and it's also the
Bean.
grind, right? The grind of the bean because it's really
Correct.
fine,
Correct.
really fine, and high caffeine content.
Very much so.
Just a little bit, yeah.
So is it like a little bit throughout the day? One in the morning? Is it
We drink
a
it
couple?
constantly. We have a coffee
It's
maker.
It's the same,
It's
right?
all day, all
Bro,
the
so let me put
time.
it this way, dude.
Okay.
I went down to the Dominican with you guys, and you can't have a conversation until coffee happens. Because before you know it, like by mid-afternoon, you can hear your hair grow, and you can
I'd
probably
like
on the
that.
farm by
I'd
yourself.
like that.
Yeah.
So we
even Moose can hear his hair grow.
Yeah, that's
we
it.
show up here. I show up at 8:45, trying to get the lounge ready.
but by that time we're already on.
No. And Raj will say, JJ, hey,
Coffee.
stop it. We need to have coffee first.
Yeah.
Then he can operate.
He's
After he has the coffee, then he can operate. After that, we don't.
But
Before that, we don't do it.
45. That would be round 2 for us.
Really?
Yeah, buddy. You wake up in a Cuban household. First thing you do is you pee, and then you go and make your coffee.
And then you go make coffee.
Yes, and that's the steps.
You gotta pee first.
You gotta
If
pee
you don't
first.
pee first, the coffee's no good.
No, the coffee's making it.
Here's the T-shirt. That's the
You're doing
T-shirt.
damn
Pee first,
I gotta
coffee
pee first.
second.
First and coffee second.
Coffee second.
That's not a bad t-shirt, by the way.
That's a great
I want
T-shirt.
that shirt. If you
That's
make
it. Hey, Raj, you hear that?
it, I want that shirt.
Because he wants the shirt that
We'll
says
make it
"Cut the
happen.
bullshit, make a coffee."
Hey,
That's what he
hey,
wants.
Pee first. Coffee second. Casa Cuevas.
Dude, there we go. There it is. That's the next shirt.
I gotta talk to my t-shirt guy.
Yeah, right.
That is fantastic. All right, so we've gone over Cuban food. We've gone over Cuban coffee. What about who's the dancers and who's aren't the dancers?
Everybody here.
Everybody here, salsa, merengue, bachata.
I think you come out of the womb dancing.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. We were with. I was with 6'9" Omar.
Oh, yeah.
Omar De
We
Frias.
just saw him
Right?
a few minutes ago.
Okay, I saw one of the most amazing things ever. I was at it was a Fuente event. I can't remember what it was, and they had a full-on band. And I saw Omar walk out there, and I've never seen a 6'8", 6'9". What is he? 6'8"? 6'8" guy who went out there and he held court. I mean, he tears salsa up. So it's just something you're born with. It just comes in, right?
Well, he's so big, people just get
I mean,
out.
like,
of the way.
I had to learn it. I was a white guy, listening to
Learned it?
hip hop.
You learned it?
I learned it.
I love
I
it.
had my you woo women with salsa, bro.
And if
Right?
there's alcohol
If you can
involved,
salsa, wow,
anybody can salsa.
right?
Yeah, I thought salsa dancing was when it was too hot, and you're like, and you just run around like that because it's burning your mouth.
Jesus. You probably dance really well when you've had like a few, right?
I don't
Or do you
dance at
think
all.
never?
No,
Never.
no.
We got to get that to happen.
No, that doesn't-
We got to get that. We got to get that to
I got to
happen.
learn Spanish first before I can learn how to dance.
Okay, that does help.
You don't have to
That
sing
does help.
along. You don't have to-
That's
I know
that's
Spanish
a
now.
step. That's a step.
I can't
Okay,
say
so-
reserve the way he says it though. That is a.
Okay, so let's talk about things you're excited for with the company.
Oh gosh, well, the launch of both La Mandaria, which by the way, going back on this, the reason we named it a sledgehammer is not so much because of the strength, although you have to have something that's got some strength if you're going to call it a sledgehammer. But that was a principal tool used to break into our warehouse. The way, if you guys haven't heard it, they broke in through the wall and went straight into the humidor. So they cut the humidor open and never opened up the humidor door. So it never triggered anything we had inside the warehouse. We had alarms, we had cameras in the office, in the main bay door, inside the office door, through the back door, in the alleyway. We had everything except inside the humidor, because I'm thinking to get to the damn humidor, you got to trigger something up the way. No, these cats went in through the back, which
Isn't
was
that like a scene from Casino? I
No, it's
remember,
crazy.
right?
Yeah, crazy.
It's Casino, one of those where they go into the house and they just break into the wall,
That's what
and
they
that's
did.
how they got the safe out.
same
Shot and
thing.
job, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, right. That's some crazy shit.
These guys
So
were-
it's about that. It's not necessarily the sledgehammer as retribution. Huh?
no.
Like you need to use that.
No.
Oh my
That would be a
gosh.
fun way for
That's
retribution.
So going back to your question, we're excited, thrilled about that, and then this line, I think we're just ecstatic about. I think Reserva's going to be a really terrifically well received cigars, both in the Habano, in the Maduro and the Connecticut. I mean, they're just great, and we've got some lines extensions coming up based on that going forward with some sizes next year and another size a year after that, and so
These
forth.
are traditional sizes. This
Yeah.
is Lonsdale, Coronas. Right now, the initial
torpedo.
release is Robusto, Toro, and a torpedo. We don't have a torpedo in any of the Casa Cuevas lines. And this is due to that grandfathering situation that we have to stick to the sizes that they came out in before. So
then, how are you getting to the Lonsdale? Those are ones.
those were
They were from
part of the
before.
portfolio
Previous.
from the beginning.
Correct.
Fantastic.
So it gives us room
the
to grow with the
Lonsdale.
brand too.
That's right into that. Was it gonna be like a 48?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's speaking my language. Raj loves the 6x60s. I'm 50 and below.
Yep.
50 and below, right? 50 and below, Raj.
Yeah, the Reserva will not have a 60 because back in the 80s, nobody had a 60. The 90s.
Right? No.
No one did.
No.
Was it 54 is the biggest torpedo?
Pretty much.
So we've got all those things coming in the next couple of years. This is running out right now, right? We're putting this out here for the show.
Yep.
Excited about it. I'm blown away. Yeah. We have to throw an extra box on that order.
Yeah, right.
Just as JJ's little Reserva. JJ's Blue Reserva for the morning.
That's right.
I love it. Brandon, it's still to date that the Casa Cuevas event was our biggest and best event we've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
It's about time for another one, don't you
I
think?
think it is.
I still don't
Sometime,
understand why you guys did your launch event was such a small.
you know why? Because it was quality.
Yeah.
I believe in quality. I believe in family. I believe in someone and a company, whether it's a rep or it's the owner or it's the whole family, jumping behind us and trusting us to use your cigars for our opening is something that we really value. Brandon is fantastic to us. He helps us work through plan, and that's the kind of support and love that we want to. And there's nothing better for us than to have Cuevas, on our top shelf at our grand opening. And I think it maybe kick off the football season with the Cuevas and football,
I like it.
like a barbecue,
Yep.
tailgate, and
Cuevas.
Casa Cuevas. I think that's the plan, bro.
That'd be cool.
I'm down.
You're good on brisket, right? You
I'm
do
good on brisket.
You do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
I eat the hell out of it.
Yeah.
I don't do it. I mean, I eat
I
it.
do it really well. I just go down to a place and I buy it and I bring it.
I
You cook
thought
it? Yeah, you cook it.
No, I don't cook it.
you don't.
No.
I thought you were
My
good
wife
at
does
that.
all the cooking, man.
Yeah, this guy's a
Jesus,
I thought you cook brisket. I was
why can't it
really
say
excited.
cigar brisket cooker instead of mechanic?
No, cigar got 6 cars.
All right. I guess that's got its place.
You make a mean hot dog.
So how did you guys
I
hook
can
up?
make a mean hot dog or some macaroni and cheese.
So how did you guys hook up together?
My thing was when we launched the brand, we took forever. In case anybody's wondering why we were manufacturing for 30 some odd years without a brand, I saw a lot of brands come through the factory that faltered, and because they had no baseline in how to. Essentially, you can have the best cigar in the world, and if you put it in a shop and no one's there to support it, it gets lost because there's a lot of good cigars out there. There's a lot of really good cigars out there. As a matter of fact, I think it's a great time to be a cigar smoker. So when the FDA laid down its rules and said you have to either do it now or do it never, I had no choice but to launch. So at that point, a good friend of mine, Jack Girano, had just left a different company, and he posted on Facebook that he's leaving. I picked the phone and I called him. And I said, hey, Jack, and he goes, I know where you're going with this, but I left the other job because I'm picking up another job already. But there's a young man who may be interested in going with you, and I highly recommend him. Enter Gabriel. So I invite Gabriel over to lunch, and I make this, and this is completely true. I interviewed him as much as he interviewed me because I think he wanted to know if I was not grounded in reality, if I wanted to make $1 bazillion within a year, if these expectations were extremely exceptional and just unrealistic, et cetera, et cetera. And when I laid out my vision, which is, we're looking at a marathon, not a sprint. It's not a 5K. It's a full 26.2 miler.
Yeah.
Then I think he felt more comfortable in coming on. So bring Gabriel on. He had already been with 2 other companies. He knew and he does. He knew all the ins and outs of the industry, and it was just a great just fit. Part of that fit as he went on as sales director is finding people like Brandon, who is phenomenal, not because he's here. He's amazing.
Yeah.
And he finds Brandon, and then Brandon jumps in with us, and then here we are. So pretty much that's the way it went. It was kind of happenstance.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of luck, really, truly, and necessity, which is the mother of invention. I had no choice but to launch, and at that point, he happened to be changing over, and Jack was going somewhere else, but he happened to know him. And so you put everything together, and it just kind of worked out. I think Machiavelli said that luck is nothing more than opportunity taken advantage of. So it was an opportunity to take advantage of it. You want to call it luck, it's luck, but here we have it.
All right, so you are not allowed to give me 3. You must give me 1. I'll give you a cherry on top. You could put a number 2 if you want to.
Okay.
What is your favorite Casa Cuevas to smoke? You got to choose. I make everybody do it. I made Saka do it yesterday. Everybody's got. I'll give you that 1 extra if you're like, well, this one, but this one too.
No.
Let's go with
got
1. So you're going to
I'll
start.
go first.
Okay.
I'll go first. For mine, it's the Connecticut. And when I met these guys, they came out when I first started my brokerage and gave me a chance because I was just starting out. I had one other brand, and I just started out. Gabe and I talked. These guys, Lewis comes out and goes, I want to make sure this is the guy that I want. And we went out and did a really good job. And we opened up a few accounts, but I'd scheduled an event at that same time. And on that day, we had smoked 9 cigars. And I think all day I had smoked the Maduro and the Habano all day. When we got down at the end of it, we had no cigars left. We just had a very successful trip. We had like no cigars except for the Connecticut. So I'm like, well, I guess I'll smoke this. I won't, whatever. I just want to smoke something, right? And when I smoked that cigar, I experienced every bit of that cigar still, which told me a couple things. One was that the other blends didn't ruin my palate throughout the day. And number 2, that Connecticut had enough flavor and enough strength and enough everything that I needed to be able to still experience that as my 9th cigar of the day to finish out the day. And it's because of that cigar I now smoke Connecticut's again.
Yep.
I hated Connecticut's. I didn't like Connecticut's. They were, I found them boring and bland. And that's the one that really made me fall in love with the brand and
Awesome.
enjoy it. So Connecticut, hands down.
Connecticut for you?
For me, being between 2, but we can only choose 1, right?
Yes.
So
1.
I'll probably go with Armaduro, the box pressed in particular. I love Armaduro. There's something about it. It has a very well balanced stick in general.
Yep.
That's what we were going for with the line. But more importantly, I like box press. I have this coming from this guy where he likes to bite on the end of the cigar.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy the same concept of it. I don't bite nearly as much as he does with the sticks, but there's something about having that box press in your mouth that just fits so snug. And with the flavor profiling that it already carries, that nice well balance, the very subtle hint of bitterness that is very poorly in comparison to the rest of the flavors you pick up with the stick. It's just a phenomenal smoke for me. So it's
Love
right
it.
up my alley.
Senor?
It used to be the one I'm smoking right now, which is the Maduro Toro in that particular size. I really, really enjoyed it. Now it's a sledgehammer, La Mandaria. I fall in love with it. I fall in love with it. It's maybe a little too strong for the morning smoke, but man, I love a flipping cigar.
Okay.
I just do. I do.
Mind you weren't in love with our Habano at all.
I was not.
Yeah, it was not.
I was not.
It was Maduro.
This thing was a Maduro, it's nonstop. And I have to go kind of the same route that he went. My favorite was the Maduro Toro from the beginning. And then we released the Flacos, which is our limited edition. It's a Lonsdale 7x48 with a pigtail.
43.
I'm sorry, 43. The 48 is the box press. To me, the Maduro in that, it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful smoke.
Is that on the list?
Oh, yeah.
It's on the list. I showed it to you.
Well, that was before me coming here because he was not going to look at something skinny.
Yeah, I know.
All right, we need
I
to
tried
make a
before you got
note.
here.
Ray, make a note.
I'm going to tell you something.
Free
Make a
JJ.
note and finalize
Once
it.
they're done,
because
the boxes are
We
numbered.
have-
and-
It'll be gone at the show.
We have about 65 Maduros left, and they're 10 count boxes, and there's about 74 Habanos left.
There's the
It'll be
Habano in that
gone at
size
the show.
too.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's an Habano and a Maduro. Those were our first limited editions that we
Really
released
limited.
last year, and half that inventory was stolen with the robbery, and they were numbered boxes, so we couldn't replicate.
We got them out of sequence from the factory. We sent them to ourselves out of sequence. So if my wife Denise buys a box 7 out of 500, then it's really grossly unfair to her for me to have another 7 out of 500 somewhere floating around.
Sure.
So because they are numbered, and then we really tried to we stuck to absolutely making limited edition numbered. What you got when they're
So
out.
when
they're out.
when those boxes are gone, you're saying there's not going to be another one of that cigar.
No, at least not for the foreseeable
Not
future.
for-
anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right now, our concentration is going to be in the Mondaria, which is our limited edition for this year.
Okay.
So those are not numbered. So the Mandaria is planned. We initially created 500 boxes, 20 count. Once those are gone, if it does well enough, that's going to stay in the market. But the Flacos will be our nice limited edition where we can release, every now and then.
It was the first limited. In order to have the cigar actually be like limited edition, it would kind of falter if we did not make that. a limited
Oh yeah.
edition.
No, I mean
There's a reason we number all.
there's
the
a lot of
boxes.
limited editions out there that tend to keep on coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just keep on coming. Man, that was limited until next year.
Yeah. Again.
Oh, until fall? Oh, I thought it was limited in the spring.
It's
What we
limited
end up
supply,
doing-
not limited
Yeah,
edition.
right?
What we would end up doing is if we do release that again, we'll put the year of the release on that box.
Right. That's
So you know
fantastic.
which one you're getting.
So my number one goes back to the Connecticut.
Yeah.
That was my number one from the beginning. And that's because of you. Because I had told you that I was somehow my palate was changing from all these strong cigars to I was kind of starting to come back to more mild and medium bodied cigars. And you were like, well, then, bro, here's the first one you're going to try. And man, I was hooked from that point on. But now,
That's my first.
now, I mean, it's kind of like old love, new love. Like I might have to go back every once in a while and get that booty call every once in a while. But
I hope your wife's not watching.
she's not. She knows my cigar. She knows my cigar lingo, and I can tell she's watching or not.
And Dave, I'm not going back for a booty call.
You know what I mean? It's like like something you love, and you got to go back to it, even though something replaces it every once in a while. I mean, cigars are that way for me. Yeah, it's a go-to. So, well, I appreciate you guys being here so much. I love your brand. I'm so glad that we have it here at Las Vegas Cigar Outlet. We're going to have more because I know that we're getting our order together for the show, and so all these cigars that we've talked about, I'm going to make sure we get, especially the skinny. I want the skinny, baby. Bring the flaquito to me. I want right there. Bring that flaco to me. That's it's funny that that's the name of the cigar. I can't wait to show my wife because when we lived in Mexico, there was a show on every morning called Gordo y la Flaca.
Yeah.
And every time we went everywhere, everybody would look at me and my wife and go, "Oh, El Gordo y la Flaca." That would mean the fat one and the skinny one, and they weren't talking about me as the skinny one.
No,
So,
really?
no, they weren't.
Well,
They
here's a
weren't.
piece of trivia for you. I graduated and went to high school with La Flaca.
Really?
Yes, I did.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my-
I mean, the world's a small place.
Yeah. Well, that was our nickname when we lived there. But
Well, that's what I call him.
Yeah, that's how it's stuck. Every time when we're at the office, we're all together. Obviously, he needs me to do something. Be like, "Oh, you're flaco, go do this. You're flaco, go do that." So it's kind of like how it's stuck. And then sure enough, that became the name.
excellent.
Gordo?
Gordito.
It is what it is.
Gordito. Gordito. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. Thanks for everybody watching. If you are in town, please don't forget that tonight we've got Art Garcia and Antigua Esteli here. Friday night we've got Cornelius and Anthony. Saturday night we've got Hirochi Robina here in his only appearance in Las Vegas. Is going to be right here, so you get to meet the man, the myth, the legend, Hirochi Robina, and have him sign some boxes and pictures for you. On Sunday, geez, I can't remember all these. On Sunday, we've got Warfighter here. We had those guys on last night. Those are great dudes. I'm excited to have them here on Sunday. And on Monday, we've got Dob Cigars. Tuesday, I'm working on Eric Espinosa. I'm going to get you, Eric. You're coming in here on Tuesday. We got to work one here on Tuesday.
We'll talk about that off air.
All right, we got to do it. We got to do something. I got to get Eric or Timmy in here to do a show. So thank you guys so much. And if you're in Vegas, that humidor is available for you. 1,000 square feet of nothing but goodness. So
Come on down.
come on down. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank
Thank you
you,
guys
JJ.
so much. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Thank
All right. All right. And we're done. Thank you, guys. Hey, thanks for being quiet, everybody. Nice job. Now, Warner,
That was easy.
right? It was easy. It's fun. Still running.
What are you doing tomorrow night?
Sleeping.
8 o'clock.